Hope this is working. Derp, derp. Probably not. There it goes. Hello all. Here is Hangout 2.0. Woot. Oh, well, or I'm gonna receive a call. Hello. You're on YouTube right now, I hope you know. Yeah, I'm live streaming. Say hi to everybody. Chelsea says hi. I don't think anybody's on right now, so it's fine. Although this is going up later. I mean, I don't care. There's nobody here. Hi, everybody. You get to watch my conversation now. Yeah. I don't know. Fucking sushi. That's the plan. I actually already talked about this on Patreon. About how I'm like, I need to go for sushi, so I'm bumping the time. I don't know if you want to just come on over here. Well, I know where you are, but I think you should just come over here. Because, well, I mean, we can come meet you, but aren't you, like, done? And I have half an hour of streaming that I have to do. There's 2 people watching me right now. Chelsea says hi to people that are here. Hey, ask me questions, by the way, so that I'm not just talking to my friend. I don't like her. It's fine. Well, if you want to wait an hour, we can come join you closer. I feel like this is not, unpublic, and it's supposed to be unlisted. Might be. Hi, 4 people. So, you're gonna go home? You're lame. That's fair. You've been manning Matsuri the whole day, so I'll give it to you. That's okay. I'll just go get sushi with other people that I like more. We can go get sushi later. Okay. Yay. Alright, cool. I'll talk to you later then. I will. Alright, Chelsea says bye. Bye. Alright, sorry about that. She called right as the stream started. I'm pretty sure that is, it's one of those old adages. Get in the bathtub and somebody calls. Alright, so if you have any questions, I'm answering them. Ready, set, go! That's the only reason I'm here. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue editing videos. And you guys can just watch me sit here. It's up to you. Probably note. Ask me questions. Otherwise, I'm not gonna talk. Currently, I am working on, in case you're curious, a poop. I'm working on a video that I made while I was teaching a class at Zerocraft in Tucson, which I do often. So if you live in Tucson randomly, you should sign up on their websites and check. Occasionally, I teach classes, like live classes that you can just hang out at if you want. The other option, of course, is the tutorials and Patreon. Like, I'll try and post stuff, but anywho, I taped the entire thing, which was several hours long, and now I'm going through and clipping out all the parts where I'm either just talking random stuff, or, like, I'm not even in the shot or doing anything productive or teaching anything, so it's like 3 hours of footage, and, I mean, I've already got it down pretty good. Let's see, where am I at now? It's now down to 22 minutes after 3 hours of stuff, or 2 hours. A lot. So, I'll be posting that I'm still debating whether it's going to be a Patreon exclusive or if that one I'm just going to post all over the place, because that one I did with Zerocraft, and Zerocraft is kind of a public forum. The idea being that, you know, everybody can learn, and so and I like that idea. And since I did this with them, kind of debating whether or not I should make it public, but we shall see. Nobody has questions. Questions. I have nothing to do unless you ask me questions. I could talk about all kinds of stuff, but none of it matters. Everyone's gonna die. Life is a lie. Nobody? Anything? Alright, fine. I'll go back to Eddie. Probably put headphones on. Yeah, see, that's 'No rest for the wicked.' I shall be editing until the end of time. That's how life works. Questions? Still no questions. Really? There are 2 people here. Ask me something. Anything. My favorite color. I don't care. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so that's the bounce test. Okay. D-rings. Possibly use this. 7 minutes in, no questions. That's alright. I'm probably only going to stick around for half an hour. I'm already 7 minutes in. If you guys start asking questions, I'll stick around longer. But I don't want to. I usually post these afterwards in case there's some good conversation that people want to see. But if no one asks questions, I can do nothing. Not that that's a problem. I already posted one today. Just gonna sit here and wait for questions. What do I do? I need 1 Terry's jam. I think that's. Oh, not what I want. Removing Z. Alright. I'm almost done with this. Actually took less than I thought it would. Live chat still empty! You 2 people watching need to ask me questions. So that's the only reason I'm here. It says it right at the bottom. Just sitting here waiting for questions. I'm going back and forth between my video going to call that a day, I think. Whoop. We have a couple of little refugee girls in this one. See if that does what I want it to. Oh, no, useless. Remove. Excellent. Okay, so you're gonna start here. Okay. They've been placed. I don't have. I will bring them next time. Okay, I'm gonna call that Goose. I just need to figure out what music I want to use. Ah! Yes. Hello, friend. I don't know if I can pronounce your Aveen. How many time take set of wings to do? How much time? It depends on the set of wings and how big. For me, just because I'm doing so many other things at the same time, it typically takes me about 2 weeks. I can bust a set out in a week if I have all the materials. But that's like a week of me doing nothing but working on them. That's not like I have a job and then also come home and do them. If you have a job and you're coming home and working on these a little bit at a time, honestly, don't expect to spend any less than 80 hours on them, just because there's some very time consuming pieces, especially making the feathers. And then just sizing everything and stringing. I mean, everything's just time consuming. It's not necessarily hard, it just takes forever. So, if you're working and then coming home and just working on them for a couple hours, it's going to take you a while to get through them. But it takes me a week or two. And I have people helping me now make them, so we can usually get them done in a week with, 3 people working on them. So. And then Cowtix, I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure, is speaking another language, possibly French. Don't think it's Spanish. And unfortunately, I have no idea what you asked me. Sorry, I only speak English and Spanish. So, if you speak either of those things, feel free to ask me a question in either of those languages. Maybe I can do Google Translate. Let's Google Translate. It'll probably tell me like you're asking me whether I would like to drink fly soda. That's what's my experience with Google Translate. But let's see if it pops out something intelligible. There we go. Let's see. French is detected. Do you like bites? I feel like that means something different in your language than mine. Is bite? I don't know what bites is. If it's like a thing. So sorry. Maybe. I don't know what bites is. I like computers. I like programming. I like engineering. I like learning electrical stuff, which I'm just getting into more and more, and that's fun. So I don't know if that answers your question. The only other bites, except for I can think of like actually being bitten or biting, which are a little awkward to talk about in this family-friendly show, where I've already sworn. So probably not that family-friendly. Nope. What music to use? Have you ever used a 3D printer? Seemed very much up your alley. It is up my alley. I have used very briefly a 3D printer with an already programmed thing. I want to get more into it. There's a program at ZeroCraft that they use. It's more like sculpting than it is some of the other programs. You have to create vectors and whatnot. That's can be kind of obnoxious and cumbersome. And the sculpting program is really cool. Can't remember the name of it. And I've been wanting to make a couple of things in that. And then there's someone I just started following, and also can't remember their name, which I'm sure all of this not remembering names is helpful. But she 3D printed with like a really unusual material, which allowed it to like be flexible. It was almost like a rubber. So that's the thing. Is I would really like to get into using it more, but I haven't had the opportunity or the need recently. But that is the next thing. I can't find her. Well, never mind. But yeah, it's like this rubberized material almost that she 3D printed in, and it came out really cool looking, really intricate and flexible, which means comfortable. Uh, and comfort is a thing I'm really bad at. I'm used to being super uncomfortable in costumes, and so when I'm even remotely comfortable, I'm like super happy about it. Yay! Sorry, person in Italy got one of the first 16-foot wings, and he used them at Carnival. Apparently, he did not fix the feather that was derping. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, he's got a derp feather. He's got several derp feathers that shipping to Italy got knocked out of place or whatever, and he told him how to fix it. Super simple. It'll take him 2 minutes. Did he do it? No. David, I'm watching you. Apparently, he does not care. That's alright. He's allowed to not care. He's just having fun. That's what I do at Carnival. Still have not. Where is she? Versus. Nope. 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 Well. And she never was seen again. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah. I want a 3D print. But I haven't had anything I need to 3D print. I want to do. Oh, for Phoenix Comic Con, I really want to do a Wasp cosplay. I don't know if I'm going to have the time. Like, I just don't have any time. So, we'll see. I might get the opportunity to do a Wasp cosplay, and I want to 3D print the helmet. But I'm so busy. We'll see. I don't even know if I'll get one costume done. My life. For those of you that don't know, my grandmother, stubble old bird that she is, I love her to death. But she didn't want to use her cane or her walker, and we didn't enforce it. Like, she's 90. She's allowed to do whatever she wants, except for when it comes to her health. Now, I am going to chain her to her walker. But she refused to use her walker, and then fell and broke her other hip. So, that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't use your walker. So I've been things a bit crazy, and I anticipate they're going to just stay that way forever. They quit. She's fine now, by the way. I see your sets have 2 linear actuators. Do you think that only one in the center of the frame would be good too? Yes. Oh, hey, you know what? I didn't even know that you were French. So your English is muy bueno. I don't know how to say it. I don't speak French. Sorry. Yes, I use 2 because of the speed and the force requirement. And for Jelly Automations has quite a few actuators, and if you talk with them, they might be able to find you an appropriate actuator for the back, or like rather than maybe a track actuator, maybe you use just a motor that can spindle a pulley system together. There's 1,000 ways, well, probably only 4 ways that I can think of off the top of my head, where you could have a central motor in the back. But it's totally doable if you want to do it that way. It will reduce weight by about 3 pounds. And honestly, the reason that I do it the way I do it is two reasons. One, it takes things off of the back. So when you look at the wings from the back, it looks like they kind of come together, but then there's this void in between the wings that looks really nice. Like if you have this big old pack on your back, it's pretty obvious that they're not real. But if you have like them coming out of your back, which is what it looks like the way I do it, it looks more real. And so the battery pack and everything is in the wings themselves. So like I had a back brace. Where'd it go? So this is the back brace. Don't knock anything over, Alexis. Don't do it. This is the back brace, and so like the feathers kind of come here and just cover up this part, and then you have this void space in between, and it almost like, if you're not paying attention, actually looks like the person's back. And so it looks like the wings are coming off of you instead. And I like that. If you want to do a centralized system, absolutely you can. I showed this at the last one. Let's see if I can. Get out of it. Alright, let's see. Don't fall over. Okay. So this is a fairy wing that has a central system. Now! Okay. So if you look here, this is a track actuator that's mounted to the back, and what this does is, you can see this has, I don't know, it's kind of dark in here, but you can see this little plate. There's a little hoop on here that these wings are tied to. You can see the paracord, and it connects all of the wings to this track, and as the track pulls down, what happens, and unfortunately I don't have a battery pack ready for a demonstration, but what happens is as these are pulled down, the wings pull up, and you can see like it's mounted here, and it just does that. As the track actuator pulls down, a spindle system would work probably better for the angel wing sets, just because of the weight. But yeah, you can do what you want. Next question. Zoe asked, how long does it take to make one from scratch? It takes me about 80 hours total. My first set took me 140, so, you know. It's okay. We have people speaking French here, so, you know, don't worry about it. Auto incorrect, am I right? Yeah, so you can do a centralized track system or a spindle system or whatever you want. Oh, come here. Hey, Bubba. So, yeah, you can do what you want. There are many, many ways to do it. You are from Quebec. You weren't the one speaking French, were you? No. Good for you, Canadian. Half of America's coming your way. Throwing that out there. Holmes, hop, say hi. Holmes, hop. Yeah. Holmes, say hi, everybody. Okay, Holmes. You smell. It's time for bed. How did I learn to do it? So I started out with, there was a post on DeviantArt of somebody who made a really cool set. His name is Goose. I totally credit him for everything. The first set I made was based off of his, was based off of his design, and then I modified it heavily after I made my first set, which was based on his, and there were some things I liked and some things I didn't. Some materials weren't available here that were available there, and I had to play around a lot to get it to work. So, what? There's a cat that's been bugging them. I think he's doing it intentionally to annoy me. But yeah, so there's a lot of trial and. Can I help you? Hold on, I'm gonna close the door. But yeah, there's a lot of trial and error, and I don't think that should discourage anybody. I started out like the first. I threw them away. They're gone forever. I pirated the Arduino board and some of the motors, and then I just chucked it because they were awful. And it's not to say his were awful. His actually looked better than mine, in my opinion. But there's pros and cons to his design. The main con being that if anything goes wrong, like you need to know how to fix it. And you need to like tear it apart to fix it. Like you can't just like mine have a sleeve over the top, and like there's cons to the sleeve. It doesn't look as consistent and things like that, but you can just take it off and mess around on the inside and then put it back on and it looks good again, right? Versus his, like, everything's like glued onto the frame itself. So if you ever need to get to the frame to do anything, you just have to rip everything off of the top and then redo it. That kind of thing. And he uses dowels, and I found that those break really easily, and then you have to have a whole new feather to put in, and then you have to restring everything, that kind of thing. Otherwise, everything is about the same. His pivots, like my pivots are on the back and the side of the framework. His are centralized, which is actually really nice. I would love to do that. I want to kind of do a C-channel one, but it raises the price by several $100s just because you're putting spacers in so that they're not wobbling all over the place. You know, you have your C-channel, and then you have like a spacer on either side to kind of hold the feather, you know, centralized. But like nylon spacers are expensive. Like they're not super cheap, and if you need basically 100 of them or more per side, and they're, you know, a couple buck each. It adds up fast. So I've kind of, and not only that, it increases the amount of work. So I've kind of steered away from it. But his has like this central thing where he puts the dowel in a little piece of flexible tubing, and the tubing's what pivots instead of it pivoting, like rotating on a frame or doing anything like that, which is relatively genius, except for like they could pop out of a tubing really easily. Like that was the problem. Was like I kept having feathers like fall out all over the place, and I hated it. And that's not to say that there's not a fix for that, but like I tried taping them so it was a tighter seal, and then I taped them on the outside, and I tried gluing them. I tried doing all of these things, and they kept popping out, or it would cause another problem. Like it would stiffen the tube up too much, so it wouldn't pivot right, and everything's stiffer. Things like that. I don't know. I just tried his way and then said, I don't like this bit, and I don't like this bit, and I don't like this bit, so I'm gonna figure out a way to make it better for me. And I did. And I kind of have my design, but I'm always fixing it. Like, there's always something I don't like. And I don't know. There's 1,000 ways to do. Engineering is great because there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So constantly improving the design. Hello, Alexis. Great to catch your stream. Hi, Silver Squall. Glad you could catch the stream. I'm not gonna be hanging out for too much longer, but if you have any questions, give it here. Zoe asks, where do you get most of your feathers? I like the rainbow ones in the back. Yeah, I love those ones. They're super janky. Like when you move around, they move with you. They're pretty fun. I either do AliExpress, or they're like, and I actually, did I put them in this one, or did I? Yeah. So in the description of this video, there should be, there's goose shoulder and turkey, are my main feathers that I use, and I put the websites where I get those in the description. They may not post until I post this video itself, but it's smileyme.com for the turkey feathers and tonyhill.net for the goose shoulder feathers, and then for rooster, I go to China, because if in the amount that you need to make anything, like if you try and buy US, it's hella expensive, really fast. Because, I mean, I want to say that that's like, God, you know what, I'm not even going to go ahead and guess. It's a lot of feathers, and in the amounts you need, doing anything like rooster or pheasant, you're going to China. Or you're spending, $3,000. If you're rich and set on using US products, then go for it. Silver Squall asks, I did have a question I think I added on one of your videos where you were cutting the aluminum for wing frame. Oh, okay. Go fetch. Hi, Sonia. How's it going? You are welcome, Zoe. Any day now, Silver Squall's gonna come back with her question. Oh, I tried to answer. There were a couple questions that went up today. I post videos to Patreon first and then to YouTube. So I kind of went through and was like, oh, I was supposed to post. I give Patreon a month to ruminate over it before I post it public. So I went through all of my unlisted videos that I have for them, and I was like, oops, that one's over a month, that one's over a month, that one's over a month. Whoops. There's another one coming up in a couple of weeks, too. Or a couple of days, even. That's on Dragon Wings. Silver Squall, where have you gone? Oh, well. What do you mean? Here. Doop, 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 doop. Any other questions before I head out to sushi? What kind of music should I add to this video? Editing a video and I don't know what to add. See what that does. I can handle that. I'm not picky. Not on this video anyway. Verdoop. So you're gonna start? Huh? I'm taping right now. What's up? Dinner? Alright, never mind. It's fine. That's fine. Watch me not care. Ah, here we go. Okay, the question was about the framework structure itself. I was just asking if there was somewhere you had put the framework design or the design of the wings themselves minus the feathers. Yes, on Patreon. Everything is on Patreon, including measurements for, I think the 10 and the 12 foot is up, redone, and I'll be doing probably a 10 foot, another version of the 10 and 12 foot here pretty soon. Those are the most popular sizes, because that's like, a 10 foot is an adult size, but on the smaller side, so they're not too cumbersome, and then 12 foot is an adult size proportional for the most part, and then if you're really tall, you go to 14 and 16 foot, or if you want to be like huge, you go to 14 and 16 foot. So those I haven't posted yet, but all that, everything's up on Patreon. What got you into making wings? Cosplay. I know it's a silly answer, but yeah. And then I'm just obsessed with birds, which is why I have some. Aw, Sonya, don't retract your message. Thank you, Lemurowl. I think my wings are cool too. Okay. I'm just gonna read this as it's done. Aveen says, for info, my traduction in French of your tutorials is on work. It is most difficult than I thought, and very long. If you have a script of your videos, I can do this faster. Oh, hey, thank you. So if you want to translate my videos, that's great. I don't have a transcript. I just kind of talk at the camera for information for my tutorials. One of the reasons for this, and one of the reasons they're so long, is a lot of tutorials just kind of overview things and don't especially for wings. Like, I had a bear of a time even finding anything on how to make these wings, and that's part of the reason why I'm putting up the tutorials. But I learn best if I can see everything that is done. And so I have a tendency to just make it and videotape myself making it. And rather than putting a narration over the top and everything is fast forwarded, I try and like clip it where I'm like, okay, I'm making this and this is something I just thought of. This is a pitfall. This is something you need to look out for, whatever. And so, yeah, I don't have a script because I just make it and then talk at the camera. Though, I might be able to get back to you on that. If you message me on my email, I'll see if I can't. There is basically a transcript program on YouTube, and I can go through it and fix it, and then send you that. Maybe, I don't know. But I know there's quite a lot of people in France that follow me, which is all right. Well, it probably helps if my email is correct on here. Let's try that. But yeah, which is weird to me to think that I have fans outside of the US, even though YouTube is universal. Alright, any other questions? Anybody? I've reached past my half hour, which is fine. But if there are no more questions, I am going to go get sushi. Because sushi is delicious. And I am hungry. Because it's 6 o'clock. Beer 30. Going once. Okay, cool. I will talk to you later about it then. Yeah, going once. Any more questions? Going twice. Alright. Well, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in and asking questions and making this less boring than me just sitting here and editing videos for the end of time. And you are welcome. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Have a good evening. Bye.